Is great.
Yeah, it's
Good.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh.
Yeah. So Michael, it's Michael, right? It's not Michelle, right?
Well, up to you. Up to you.
No,
Officially, officially it's Michel. We had that discussion. You remember?
Okay, it's
Officially, it's
Michelle.
Michel, but you can say Michael. I like it.
No, I would not. So, hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Before I hand over the floor to you, Michelle, I'll do a small acknowledgement about some Odyssey news, and then I'll hand over the floor to you. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Great, excellent. All right. Thanks everybody for joining the APAC community call today. We have a little bit of low participation today, but hopefully we'll have more join in a few more minutes as we proceed with the call. Today we have a very special guest, Michael from Belgium, who's going to share us about his work around AI-enabled translation of the Book of Odyssey. But before that, I have some news to share. Jiwon, if you go to the next slide, please. Yeah, next slide again. Yeah, so the Titan nominees have been announced for this year. So these are the names that, or the people that have been nominated as Titans for this year. The results are going to be announced at the Global Symposium, which is coming up in a few weeks. However, I do want to acknowledge that there are several people from the OHDSI APAC here that have been nominated as Titans. So specifically, the Data for Life team, who's been great at sharing their work at or scientific forums. We also have the Yonsei University team here. A lot of the participants here are from Yonsei University as well. We have Jason from Taiwan. We have Jiwon here, who's helping me coordinate OHDSI APAC with, together. We also have Mukesh, who's coordinating the scientific forums. And last but not least, Peter, who is also part of the Data for Life team. Apologies if I missed your name and I am not aware of you as a OHDSI APAC collaborator, but congratulations to you too. However, I think another aspect that needs to be highlighted specifically for today's call is, Jiwon, if you can click once more, we have Michelle, who's also being nominated as a Titan in the call with us. So I think this is very meaningful that we actually have a potential Titan here with us today, joining us live, 5 a.m. his time, to share his work before he actually shares this at the Global Symposium itself, right? So I think we're getting a great preview as APAC collaborators. And thank you again, Michelle, for joining us live at a very early morning in your time zone. So without further ado, Michelle, I would like to hand over the floor to you. We can either do this two ways, right? You can share your screen yourself, or Jiwon can drive the slides for you. Which one would you prefer?
Well, maybe I prefer to try to do it myself, because
Perfect.
I need my screen, because I wanted to show you also dynamically some things that you don't have. You see what I mean?
Of course. Go ahead.
The functioning of the database and that kind of things. So
Sure.
I will try. I will try. Well, first of all, thank you very much for mentioning my nomination, and congratulations for all the others who are nominated that you named. But I find it especially important because it proves that Odyssey is behind it.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
appreciate it and they are behind it and they support me, and that's, otherwise it wouldn't work.
Exactly, right. I think it's a great appreciation for
Yeah,
from the
that's
community, and that you have acknowledgement from the community on your work, right? So I think that's a great motivation, and I think that's
absolutely.
what's so great about the Odyssey community. I think Jiwon probably feels the same way, that she's being nominated. Now I think she's more motivated to continue to help coordinate
Yeah,
APAC with me.
yeah.
But yes, it's a great
Okay.
what do you call, tradition in the Odyssey
Yeah, yeah,
community with
yeah,
regard to the Titan
yeah,
nominations.
yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay. Thank you very much. Uh, and thank you all also for having me, for giving this introduction, because that's in fact what it will be. It's not yet an hallelujah. Here it is. it is an introduction. Because the thing will be ready the day that it is really online, that everybody can use it online, and that's not yet the case. I hope it will be the case in at the Global in October, but you know, in IT development, you are never sure when things are ready and finished. But I will try very hard for the Global, and I hope at least that it will be ready at the African symposium. And there is a special reason why. Oh yes, I gotta try now to share my screen. Here. So, Excel. Oh, not this one.
If you look at the top right, I think there's a share button.
Here.
Yeah.
Do you see my screen now?
It's loading. Yes, we see a GitHub website.
Okay, that's what I mean. And now I'm gonna try to put my slides on that screen, but maybe that I have to reshare then. That depends on the system. Let's have a look. We go from the first. So, what do you see now?
We're still seeing the GitHub website. I think you're sharing the window specifically. You might need to change the settings.
Yeah, indeed. That's. Let me see. Then I have to.
You need to stop sharing and then share again.
Yeah, and indeed, but the point.
Take your time. That's totally fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I have to leave.
Did we lose Michel? Okay, we did.
Yeah, we lose him.
I think maybe he was trying to stop sharing and he hit the leave button. Yeah. He'll join.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Should I? Yeah, I can share the slide again. Do you mind that?
Not Michel's slides. Maybe while we wait for him to come back, maybe I'll just do a brief announcement on the APAC stuff. So if you go to the very end of the deck, there's two slides on the APAC symposium. We can announce those. But I think Michel is here again with us.
He's back. Hi, Michel. And you're muted again.
Hi, long time no see, Michel.
No, this is crazy. This sharing system.
Let me. I don't know if this works, but let me show you. Right. So if I share, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward. Oh, there we go. So it's a bit awkward to see myself on the screen, but just to give you an idea, Michel. So this is a share button here, right? So when you hit the share button, you're gonna have an option to either share a specific window or you can share a specific screen. So you need to make sure you're sharing a screen, not a specific window. I would like to continue to show you this, but it's not possible because I need to stop sharing and share again, which is lost.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but okay. Let me try here. Yeah, here, and now I can share. I have to share the screen. But now I see a list of all my open stuff. Say.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a list of documents that you're sharing below, right? You can ignore those. At the very top, there is there's gonna be a screen option and a window option. You click on the screen option. There we go. Now we're seeing your. Oh,
it's my screen. Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, it's G1 screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show Michel.
So
Venster, I have the window and I have the screen.
Click on the screen. I don't know how many monitors you have, but you click on the screen which you have what you want to share.
Oh yes, screen 1 and screen 2. I can then I can change that, I suppose. No, I'm gonna take the second one. Come on, sharing. This should work.
Yes. Now I'm seeing Song. Hi, Song.
Hi, Song. So you're sharing your screen itself. So you need to translate.
Yeah. Indeed. Now I come with the. Come on.
Song, you're getting a spotlight. Oh yeah, we can see the slide now.
Yes, we're seeing the slides now.
Okay.
That was rough.
Sorry for this. This retard. Well, I give you first an introduction about why are we doing this, from where came the initiative, and so on, because that's very important to understand what is going on, in fact, and also why we call it, like you see here in the title, why we call it an ecosystem for the book, a translation ecosystem for the Book of OHDSI, not just a simple translation tool. You can find thousands of them, but this has a special purpose, say. Well, the idea started from a need and request of the French-speaking OHDSI community in Africa, say about 1 year ago. 1 year, 6 months ago, Cynthia Sung asked me if I would be interested in translating the 6 first chapters, or the first 6 chapters of the Book of OHDSI into French. And I did a trial to do it, and it worked out that I found 2 friends, 2 colleagues who are knowledgeable and in French and in techniques, and we translated and we reviewed 3 chapters in 3 weeks, and that was the reason why last year I got a Titan of OHDSI nomination, because it went so fast. But it's not difficult to do this fast, but it's very difficult to do it in a sustainable way. And it's not because we can do it in French fast that everybody is ready to do that in any other language. And another point is that I realized bit by bit that, in fact, and I will go to the next slide. Come on. Hey. What? Okay. I realized more and more that translation, in fact, is the right of every language community. If you are not familiar with English, like a lot of people in Africa, well, then there is no equity of working if those people cannot have a translation. But that can count for a lot of people all over the world. So I decided to go for building a system that supported the translation of the book, not only for the translation itself, but also for the organization of the translation and the group formation that is essentially also for doing this job. These are the basic principles of the system, say. The translation should be done also, very important, the second one, be done within and by the OHDSI community of the translation language. It's not so that we will do the translations for everybody. We will prepare, we will help, but in fact, the total activity is in the hands of the local communities who want the translation. A translation work group is essential. We must make maximal use of IT, of course, especially nowadays with the possibilities of AI. And I can confess that without AI, this project wouldn't even been started, because I am not a developer, genuinely. I am a medical doctor, and but I always developed some things, but it would have been completely impossible to do what I'm doing now without AI. The workflow must be traceable also, and there must be, and the translation must be lexical, but that is a principle about the way of translating itself. And there I can say that the machine translations of AI nowadays, they are lexical, well, maximally lexical. And by lexical, well, one more word about it. By lexical translation, I mean that the words, and especially the concepts behind the words, of course, must be exactly translated, not a free translation with interpretation of context and that kind of things. The translation must be word per word exact, to respect the concepts, especially of the technical and scientific words. I called it oikolexis, to give it a name. It must have a name, of course. What are the basic principles of the system itself? Well, the essential thing, although of course there is a lot of automatic in it, but the human in the loop is the most essential aspect of the system. There is a separation of concerns. The system is situated, in fact, in GitHub, but as I will show you, Postgres database for metadata, for logging, etc. The system is also language agnostic. That means that in any language, somebody can take the initiative of going for a translation. I will show you that all languages are there, and I asked that also to AI, and they say that they can, and now I'm speaking about GPT, they say that they can translate every language in the world nowadays, but it must be a spoken language, of course, not the very old ones. The workflow is traceable, very important. The system is modular. We will illustrate that. It's engine flexible. That means that we can use, and we use indeed different translation machines, GPT itself, but also DeepL, the best in the world, in fact, but it's not free. It costs something, not so much money, but it costs something. DeepSeek, I did not test it yet, but it's available, say. Also, it's not here, but also Microsoft Translate can, Microsoft Translator, sorry, can be used. Deterministic chunking, okay, we will explain that. And cost metrics logging is also an important detail. The key functionalities, well, I will go fast because I will show you that in practice. There is very important is a GitHub integration. Then the first practical function is the subscription possibility and the workgroup formation. That's also, well, it's not done by the system, but it's assisted. It's made easy by the system. Role and language choice and management are there. Planning and task assignment is there, metrics and pricing logs. The idea is that if you want to start a translation, you can make your choice and say, I want to try DeepL, what will it cost? And then the system will calculate you what it will cost to translate the book via starting from the automatic translation of DeepL, for instance, or of GPT. All those companies have their price, but I can say my experience is that, for instance, for a translation of the book with DeepL, that's about $70 or something like that. For such a work, that's not much, of course, but that is a good argument. There are other arguments to keep the preparation work, the first machine translation of the book and the preparation of the reviews, like I will show you, to keep that central. Because I discussed it with Martin Schumi, the maker of the system of the book itself. And he said, well, okay, he said, it must be possible to find money in OHDSI for such a work, for that price. That's not much, of course, but yeah, it must be there. So that's then an extra service that we can give to everybody who use it. That is that we prepare the machine translation. I will show you more about it. The reviewer UI, of course, yeah, that's very important. The reviewer user interface, where the reviewers work to review the translations. And then the translation endpoints, of course, are there, and the cost metric logging, like I said already. Let's go for the next. I will not discuss all the slides because there are too many, that's one thing, and I want to go to the practical aspects as soon as possible. But here is an interesting drawing and an interesting cartoon where you see that the system is central and is linked not only to GitHub, as we will show you, but there's also a Postgres SQL database, both with different functions, of course. We will show that. In the Postgres database, we have data that are necessary to make the thing working, like, for instance, a list of roles that the reviewer can fulfill or that the user can fulfill. And in GitHub is, in fact, that's a repo where the real stuff is, where the translations are in. But all those are linked via the platform itself, via the app itself. The machine translation is done in the cloud, of course, DeepL, GPT, or DeepSeek. GitHub is there, Postgres is there. Then you have the review workflow that is very important. And we have, at the start, in fact, we have the translation group. And we will see that when we speak about the roles. Let's have a look now for the next one. Well, why Oikolexis? We will not stand still now on that very interesting point. Oikos is household in Old Greek, and Lexis, of course, is language, word, speech, and so. And well, that's the reason why after long searching, I decided, for the time being, can be changed if people want, but I choose that name. Why is it an ecosystem? Well, short, because it is because there is interdependence of elements. Oh yes, to go back to this one, what is very important is that all those groups, the reviewer workflow and activities, the translation group activities, the data here and there, that they are linked with one another, but never directly. All the links goes through Oikolexis, where yes or no, something happens, of course, registration and that kind of things. So, well, then the first question, of course, that you always hear, and I will be short on this also, is the project sustainable? And what I did is I just asked it to AI, because I have a strong journey also running with AI. They follow the development of the system. So that's a machine, of course, there are not people behind it, but it's amazing how much they remember, how much they can summarize. And so I asked them, is my project sustainable? Well, here are the arguments. If you have time, you can read it, but we will not go deeper in it. But it is sustainable. Is it scalable? Yes, same answer. Also, the answer from AI, from GPT, it is really scalable. And the nice thing is that what they write, I can recognize it, of course, because it's my system. I know if this is just junk or if this is serious. And no, I see that they know the system. Why can we say that it's AI based? And that's a criticism that I got, and that's a good one, when I sent it in my poster for the global. And one of the criticism was that you are speaking about AI based, but in your title, but in practice you always speak about a machine translation. Well, the one and the other are strongly overlapping, of course, because any machine translation that is quality full translation is AI based, or at least AI supported. And all the system, like I said, is made thanks and with the help to AI, and there are a lot of AI aspects in the running of the system. And here it is in detail, but there are 6 points, but that will bring us too far. And to be honest, this is highly technical and it's not really my thing either. Here is a cartoon about the place of AI in the system, AI in the loop, in generating the translations, in the internal criticism, the checks, the internal checks is an AI question. Then you have the human finalizing, and then in the logging also, what is logged and why it is logged and when it is logged, AI sometimes intervenes. Well, now I would like to make it more practical and to go to the presentation of concrete stuff. And my idea was to, first of all, to go to the book itself, to have a look at the layout of the book, the images and the code chunks, the content table, the index and the references, because the translation system is fully based on the book itself. And the book is situated in a GitHub repo, like I said. And now I have to share screens again. I'm gonna close this. Let me see. Yeah, I can do that. But oh no. I have to stop first. Slideshow. Come on. What will happen if I click resume slideshow?
That's a PowerPoint function, right? Michel, you're trying to share something else now, right? Not
Yeah.
PowerPoint. I think if you're sharing screen right now, Michel, you can exit the slideshow and you can bring in what you want to share onto the screen that you currently are showing. You can drag whatever you want to show. I think it's a Chrome window, right?
Where the hell? I did something wrong, and that's why I don't see the possibility to stop the. I will try to close it. Maybe this will work out.
Somebody can steal your screen, and then maybe you can try again. I'll steal your screen.
Okay.
And then now you should have the option to share again.
Yes, but the problem is that okay, here. During the presentation, my two screens are blocked by the presentation. Oh yeah.
You can end slideshow then, Michel.
Yes, but as I said, I did something wrong, and it's not available anymore. That end of I'm gonna try to close it. Then normally, yeah, okay, I closed it. Okay, and now I go share again. Here. And then I want to go for, but first I have to open it, I suppose, and then I can, I open GitHub here. Yeah, that's okay. And now I will try to share. But I cannot share when this is open. Oh. I suppose you don't see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet. No. That's why I don't. Here. Okay. GitHub. Yeah. Okay. I think it will work out. You see my screen now?
Perfect.
We see Bing where you're searching for your GitHub.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And now when I click, do you still see my screen?
Yeah,
yes.
we do. We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, here. Okay. Here we go to my repository.
We don't see your repository yet, Michel.
You do see it?
No, we don't. We only see it being the search engine.
Oh yeah, well then this is catastrophe, because I hoped that it would work out to work dynamically and to show you dynamically. You see, then I have to try sharing again. Yeah.
Yeah, Michel, like you did for PowerPoint, I suggest you share the screen, not the window. You're sharing the window again, so that's why it's only showing Bing. And when you click on your GitHub repository, it doesn't show us the GitHub.
Yeah,
it just shows Bing.
I see what you mean, but then I have to end sharing now.
Yep.
Okay, and I have to go back to sharing here. Okay, I'm gonna learn it. En selecteer een tabblad om te delen, volledig scherm, venster. Oké. Volledig scherm. I have window and I have complete screen. What's the difference?
Complete screen shows everything that you have open on that screen. Window just shows just that window. So if you have a search website open, it will only show a search website.
Okay, and so I choose complete screen.
Correct. The one where you have the GitHub open.
Yeah, the one where now I see you.
You have two screens, Michel?
Yeah, yeah.
Which one did you open? The GitHub? Is it the one with me or no?
yeah, indeed, yeah. So I'm gonna try.
Okay.
What do you see now?
I see song.
We see song again, but at the top, Michel, I see your GitHub open.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, click that.
Okay.
Click that.
This one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, we
can see it. You can see it now.
Okay. Whew. Wow. Yeah.
We did it.
Sorry.
No problem.
Well, this part is very important to see what in fact we do toward the Book of OHDSI itself, and the idea is that I made a fork. That means a copy, an exact copy of the repo of Martijn, of the repo of the book, of the English book, and the consequence is, as you know. Probably the consequence is that I inherit all the stuff present in GitHub of the official book, the English book. I don't touch it, of course. Well, I can change it in my system, but I cannot push, and I don't want to push it to the central system, of course. But the important thing is that I can use them, for instance, to start for the translation. And I'm going to show you. Here you see RMD. Do you see the screen moving?
Yes.
Okay, well, you see the RMD files here, and RMD is the system, is the Markdown system, in fact, in which the book is written. Markdown is, well, I will show you, is a kind of text editor. It's also a layout editor. It's more than a text editor. And here I opened Where to Begin is the first one of the first chapters in the book. And here you see in English, this is the source book that I show you now. You see the text, in fact, the content of that chapter. And you see the different parts of it. And when you print this out with Markdown, automatically the book is completely organized, is completely set up with the total layout, with the colors, with the images, with everything. That is very important in that system. It's a very good system. And I just use it. And in fact, what we do, and now I make a jump to my stuff, and let's go for, let me see, to French. I have translation French. Split. I'm gonna try this one. Oh, no, I'm wrong. No, sorry, I have to go. Okay. This one maybe. Okay. Here, and here you see the translation of, I think, No, this is another chapter, but whatever. Here you see the translation, and what is very important is to see that the translation, when the translation is done of an English text written in Markdown, you get the translation written in Markdown. That system is respected. And that brought us to the next idea, but therefore, here, I must be here, I'll show you. To make for every chapter, let's go to the here, to where to begin. For instance, that's the first one. And you will see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 files in the translation system and the review system of one chapter. Always 4 per chapter. We will stick to this one. And you have here the English chunks. We open it. And in fact, the chunks, you also see them when the system is not junked, when the chapter is not junked. The only difference is that here we have titles chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3, chunk 4, and so on. And the chunking of the chapter, the chunking of the text, of the source text, but also of the translated text, will show you. This is this one. You see also chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3. And that chunking is exact the same in translated language as it is in the original, in the English language. And that gives us the possibility, and that is the point, to do this. We make combi files where you see here chunk 1, chunk 2, no, chunk 1, chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 2, but here the English one, there the French one. Here the English one, there the French one. So that makes reviewing very easy. And that is what you will see, not yet, it's not ready, but what you will see in the translation system, that is that you have a work screen for reviewing where you see this, just this, the one under the other, the one under the other. What makes reviewing very, very easy. It's much easier so than to have a full page with English text next to a full page of French text. Well, that's my idea anyway. And for instance, some chunks are many rows, but of course, but here those rows are very long. Don't know why they put it on one row, but that's not important. You see, another thing that is important to know about the translation system is that we not only have text chunks, we have also code chunks. They call that code chunks, and they are marked with 3 ticks at the beginning and 3 ticks at the end, and they are not touched, not by the translation, not by anything, but they stay there. So that means when the chapter is reviewed and when a chapter is accepted, and especially, well, all the chapters are, then you give it to the program book down, and then the book is completely rebuilt. I tested it. It's not in the system, but I tested it behind the scenes, and you see the book exactly in the same format with exactly the same images, etc., and other code chunks that are not translated. And that's still a problem. That is a translation of images. The images translation, that does not work simply with the translation machine. For those who know how such an image is built, that's evident. And this is a problem that will be picked up with the makers of the images which are of course the one or more of the writers of the chapter, because probably they have the basic stuff of those images, and when we can have those, then we can translate it. But translating an image as such, there are systems to pretend to do it, but I tried a lot and that it doesn't work. So we have to accept for the time being, the text is perfectly reviewable, translatable and reviewable, but the images for the time being not, they stay in English. So, well, this is in fact the essence of what I wanted to show about GitHub, the integration, in fact, of the translation system with the book system. What I can tell you, I don't know much about it myself, but I have to mention this, is that at this moment the book is rewritten. And that's why in concern with OHDSI management, with Martijn Schumi also, and Patrick Ryan, we decided, of course, not to start review work and translation work now with the old book, because they hope that at the end of this year it will not be ready, but they hope that the new version will be ready at the end of this year. Well, as soon as some chapters are ready, we can start with those chapters, but there is another, well, maybe a problem, I don't know. I very recently heard from Martijn that they are changing the editing system. They will not use Markdown anymore. They will go to another system. Okay, up to them. I suppose, but I don't know if it will be difficult to adapt it, but if this works with Markdown, this must work also with another editing system. So, but that means that I think we will not be running really in translations before beginning of next year, to my opinion, because it makes no sense to now to translate the old book and then to start again in January or February. That makes no sense, of course. It gives me a little bit more time, but nevertheless, I want to be ready as soon as possible and to prepare people to use it if they want. Okay, are there questions about GitHub?
Nope.
Okay, then I can give you an. Let me see. What do you see now?
Postgres.
Okay, great. Well, I just show you to say, well, to illustrate the use of Postgres in the system. Well, there are 24 tables in the system, and to give you some examples, there are data that we need to work and to organize it, like the roads, for instance. Is it readable? Is it not too small? Do you see the? Okay, well, like here, for instance, when you subscribe, you can choose to be a co-manager or a co-editor or a reviewer 1, reviewer 2, reviewer 3, a consultant or a work group facilitator. You can also go for a combination of those. What is important is that there are 2 types of roles. You have the management roles and the non-management roles. And the management roles are the co-editor, the co-manager, and the work group facilitator, and the others are not management roles. And the idea is that once there are 3 persons who go for a management role, with or without another role, that's not important, but if there are 3 that which go for a management role, at that moment a an email should go out to all those who are already subscribed to say, well, there are 3 people, so a group can start, a management group can be founded, and the tasks can be delivered, and so on and so on. That's the idea for the organization, and the organization of the group is the first and very, very important thing, of course. In view of the number of the reviewers, well, every a reviewer should be, the best should be knowledgeable about what he is reviewing, of course, and so very probably in a diverse book like the Odyssey book, a lot of different reviewers would be very interesting. And the review is conceived as follows. As you see, we have reviewer 1, reviewer 2, reviewer 3. Well, the idea is, and not the, well, the system is so that once the review system is ready, then the reviewer 1 gets an email from the management. You can start. At that moment, reviewer 1 has total access and can edit, of course, the text to be reviewed, but nobody else can touch it, not even the management. When reviewer 1 is finished, then he announces, my job is done. Automatically, reviewer 2 gets access and can work, and after reviewer 3, 2 comes reviewer 3. Then up to the management, you can include the supervisor, and when that is ready, well, then the thing is ready, of course. But it's not good to have only 3 reviewers, because reviewing the full book is quite a job. You can better have more reviewers groups, yeah, for different chapters. Well, I can show you a lot of things here, but I think that's rather evident. Also, the reviewers are registered. The links between the reviewers and the roles are linked, are registered. There are logging things. Well, everything is followed up. Yeah, here you have the reviewers list, for instance. So this is fake, of course. This is testing, because I am in, my daughter is in, and for the rest, Mr. or Mrs. Test 2 and Test 3 and Test 4, etc. You see, but that is just. Oh yes, also interesting is that the system is very, very safe in that way. For instance, that the password that everybody needs is transformed automatically. It's also an AI aspect in a script that is unreadable. That is absolutely safe, and in that way, even the management, even myself, I can never see, not even my own password. So now what I, for the last moments, would like to show you is this, of course. Well, this is the opening screen of the system. I will show you simply log in. Here you have the, well, that is what will be finished. Here the sidebar, for instance, with the resources. You can go straight to the book from here. See, okay, now I hope I find the other one back.
The second one.
Oh yes, thank you. Okay, a lot of things here are also in Dutch. Sometimes I work in Dutch, sometimes I work in English, but that will be changed. There's another story. The terms, even the terms, the working terms, the UI keys, as that is named, will be accessible in any language also. Let's just log in. So, well, when you log in, the first thing that you have to do is to choose the language in which you want to work. Suppose, and I will choose a language, another language than I used up to now. For instance, Breton, whatever, and I choose this one. What he does is he gives, well, there are two types of languages. There are the primary languages of the main languages, and you have the sub-languages. Here there is only one sub-language, but for instance, for French or for Chinese, there are lots of sub-languages. When you click the main language, you get the other ones also in a list, here a small list, and then you decide for which one you choose. Here we stick to the main, for instance. We confirm the choice, and what we see then is here the possibility to choose your function, to choose what you want to do. Suppose that I want to be a manager in that group. I suppose that I want to be a reviewer, reviewer 1 or reviewer 2, or review. The difference is subtle, of course, but yeah, there is some difference. I go for reviewer 2, and I confirm my roles. Well, okay, here they are. And here is written down, and already in the database, it comes out of the database now, is immediately this is written down in the database that I have, I am active. My role of reviewer 2 is active. My role of co-manager is also active. Is this a leading role? Yes. Is this a leading role? No. And it's inserted at that date. And for instance, I can say, oh, this is a mistake because reviewer 2 for Breton, no, that's not possible for me. I cannot review that. I don't know that language, but I can be manager. Why not? Then I can inactivate that. And what happens then? Then it's colored red. But then you have again the possibility to log in for the same function, because this, of course, is a definite no-go. But you can decide to fulfill a role for a certain time, and then you have no more time, and then you will come back. Well, if you do that, you are registered 2 times. You keep your first registration as inactive, but when you choose it again, you get a second one where a second one that is active. So no information is lost about your work and your what you did for the translations and for OHDSI. Yes, and then the last thing that I can show you here is the overview of the users and their choices. Of course, there are only 2 because it is a test system. That's myself, and this is just to test, but I can, oh yes, I did not show you, but believe me, it works as good in Arabic as it, for junking, for instance, as it works in French or in Dutch, and so on. And of course, it's sometimes difficult to be sure. It's impossible for me to be sure if the translations in Arabic are correct, but there is a trick. You just retranslate it in English, and then you see if your Arabic or whatever language is correct. And I did it, and it works really fine. Okay, well, as I said, the review screen is not ready, but it will be a screen like this one, but with one junk, and then the English junk, then following the English junk, the whatever junk, whatever language you choose. And there you can review it, and the review work will also be registered, who did it, what was changed. Oh yes, by the way, here the asterisks are for the management functions. Yeah. Okay, well, I think, and I also see that my time is over.
Yeah. Yeah. So Michel, thanks a lot for your presentation today. I think this serves as a good platform. It will serve as a good platform in getting various versions of the Book of OHDSI get created. Michel, then just to understand what you've your work and what you've created. So you're building a platform that enables the review process of the AI translations of the Book of OHDSI, and there are multiple roles people can sign up for and fulfill that function. And there are ways that people can assign themselves certain chunks of the translations, whether it's a pass or a fail. And your current the front end that you're currently showing is the place where everybody will be centrally logging on and doing their work and doing the review process of those translations. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. And what I want to add at it, what is important also is not only that you can have a very good communication, and that will be worked out, communication intra-language between the reviewers, for instance, the managers, etc., in the group. What is necessary, or of course, for a lot of things, but also if you want with other languages. The system makes it possible to communicate also with other languages, with people working in other languages, and even, and that's a step further, but it will be as a system, in fact, as your translation system will be in connection with the sources book, and also when later on, when the translation is finished, but the source book, for instance, edits something, immediately you are warned, oh, there is an edit in the book. If you want, you can go for translate that little part to update your book. You see, that will be living also, and that's what I mean by a dynamic system. It's not finished when your book is, because there can come also another chapter or whatever. And then the next step is that, suppose that the French community or the Chinese community or whatever want to add a chapter in Chinese, they can play the role of the source book, and they can say to everybody, if you want, we are ready, use us as a source book and translate it in whatever, in English, in French, in etc. So that's very important, as a communication between all the languages, in fact.
So, Michel, if I understood that correctly, you're saying not only is the book translated, the system or the platform you're currently building will also support various languages. Is that correct? It won't be just
Absolutely.
in English. It will be available in various languages, depending on the language of the book that people want to be translated and the people involved in this translation, the review process, right?
Yes, indeed. But what I mean is also that every language can, at a certain moment, play the role of the source language.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you're saying we don't have to start from the Book of OHDSI English. It can always start from another language, and it can be used, right?
Absolutely. And a very good example, therefore, is Portuguese, where you have Brazilian Portuguese and European Portuguese. And normally we should start with a translation, but that's not necessary, of the European Portuguese, for instance. But then maybe for the reviewers for Brazilian Portuguese, it's much more interesting to have European Portuguese as source than to have English as source. That's possible.
Of course. This is very interesting. I'm very personally interested in seeing how this really ends up in the next few months, Michel. I personally won't be at the Global Symposium, but for those of you who are at the symposium, please feel free to visit Michel on his poster. Is it a poster, Michel, or are you doing another? Okay.
Yes, I have a poster. Also, I will do a presentation at the African chapter meeting. That's second day, I think. I'm not sure. Cynthia asked me, but there I will do a presentation, and there I hope that I can show the full thing. There's still a lot of things to do. Oh yes, what I want to say, you made me thinking about it now, is to everybody now, if you are interested in close information about this, send me a mail and I put you in the group, and then everything that I publish about it, for instance, this is ready or that is ready, or also in the beginning, of course, I will ask for testing people, then you will be aware, you will get an email from my side.
Great. I just put your email in the chat, Michel, for anybody that's interested to reach out to you.
Sure,
so
sure.
Be warned, you might get tons of emails, but yeah, this is shared in the chat. Max, I see you're in the call. I know it's pretty late for you. You don't need to speak, but I think the Usagi web interface you've developed is also sort of a similar intention, right? So I think it would be great if you guys can also get connected at the Global Symposium, because I know both of you are there, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
So
some question to add, but we meet there and then ask Michel later on.
yeah, that would be great,
Okay,
right?
great.
So yeah, Michel, so Max is also developing a web-based interface where people can review mappings, vocabulary mappings together, right?
Oh,
so
yeah, great.
the front end is actually, I think, pretty similar in terms of what you both are trying to achieve. So maybe you guys can have a conversation about it at the Global Symposium.
I will be very, very glad to have that.
Excellent. This is great. So I know we're over 10 minutes, and I still see a lot of people still staying with us. But thank you, everybody, for joining the call today. And thank you, Michel, once again, for joining at a very early morning your time. But I think this is a great platform. Once this comes into place, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can leverage this in the community. Thank you for your contributions.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you all,
Michel.
and we'll
Hope
see
to
you.
say to hi in the global.
Yeah,
Bye, Song.
yeah, say hi, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.